Imagine it's the early 1900s and music is all about orchestras and jazz bands. But suddenly a new sound emerges, a sound from the future. Enter the theremin, the world's first electronic instrument, a device so unusual it can be played without even touching it. Imagine the intrigue, the mystery, the thrill of those first eerie notes. This quirky instrument was like a sci-fi movie soundtrack before sci-fi was even a thing. And so, the dawn of electronic music begins. Fast forward to the 1950s and 60s. Imagine a world where the sound of music was about to be revolutionized. Picture a room filled with machines as large and as ornate as your grandmother's antique wardrobe. These were the first synthesizers, intricate and complex devices that seemed more at home in a science lab than a music studio. They were temperamental, unpredictable, and required an almost doctoral understanding of electronics to operate. But they were also magical, creating sounds that had never been heard before, sounds that could transport you to other worlds. Then, in the midst of this sonic revolution, a new player emerged, the Moog synthesizer. This was the game changer, the instrument that took the complexity of the synthesizer and made it accessible. The Moog was smaller, more reliable, and most importantly, it was playable. It sparked a revolution that would see synthesizers move from the lab to the living room. Enter the Moog synthesizer, a game changer that made synthesizers almost household items. Now let's boogie into the 70s. Disco is dominating the charts and dance floors, with electronic music sashaying alongside. The synthesizer, once a hulking machine, now takes center stage in the vibrant nightlife. Picture this: Giorgio Moroder, the godfather of disco, spinning records that are as catchy as they are clean. His tracks are a symphony of pulsing beats and shimmering melodies, a testament to the transformative power of electronic music. And it's all thanks to that crisp electronic sound. Ah, the 80s, when hair was big and electronic music got even bigger. This decade was a neon-lit playground for synth-pop bands, with new groups springing up like mushrooms after a rainstorm. Bands like the Human League, New Order, and Yazoo were crafting catchy, synth-infused hits that had us all humming along. But it wasn't just the music that was changing, it was how we listened to it. The Walkman burst onto the scene, and suddenly, music was portable. Those pulsing electronic beats weren't just confined to nightclubs or your living room. They were in your pocket, jogging alongside you, and making the mundane magical. This era was a smorgasbord of electronic styles. You had the robotic charm of Kraftwerk, the pioneers of electronic music who remained true to their Kraftwerkian roots. Then there were the synth-driven ballads of Depeche Mode, adding a touch of melancholy to the electronic landscape. This era was like a buffet of electronic styles, from the robotic charm of Kraftwerk to the synth-driven ballads of Depeche Mode. The 90s and 2000s, a time of experimental casseroles in music. The dance floors were ablaze with the pulsating beats of techno, the hypnotic rhythms of trance, and the soulful grooves of house music. These genres, each with their unique flavor, transformed the soundscape of the era. Powered by the boundless possibilities of electronic instruments, they became the rhythm of the night, echoing through clubs and parties worldwide. Electronic music was now a global party language, uniting sweaty dancers in clubs from Berlin to Tokyo. And today, electronic music is nothing short of a vibrant tapestry. It's a sonic kaleidoscope, constantly shifting and evolving, full of diverse sounds, artists, and technologies. It's as varied as the people who listen to it, and the places where it's played. From the pulsating beats of global pop chart toppers to the subterranean rumbles of underground club tracks, electronic music is a universal language that resonates with us all. The tools to create these sounds have evolved as well. Gone are the days of bulky synthesizers and temperamental theremins. Now, the power lies in the hands of anyone with a computer and the right software. It's an exciting time, and the boundaries of what's possible are continually being pushed. This music has come a long way from the theremin days. Now, with computers and software doing the heavy lifting, electronic music is no longer a genre, it's a way of life. So, there you have it, a whirlwind tour of electronic music's history. Born from the eerie hum of the theremin, it evolved into a disco sensation, took the 80s by storm, and became the universal language of partygoers. Today, it's the pulsing beat of our digital lives, found everywhere from pop charts to underground clubs. From eerie to epic, electronic music keeps reinventing itself, proving that the only constant in its history is change, and the occasional need to wear earplugs.